Good morning, good morning, good morning. Uh, Good afternoon to some, good evening to others. It depends on where you are in this world. I am happy to 2016, and by the way, this is my first scope for 2016. I took a little bit of time just to rejuvenate, right? But this is the first scope, and today let me introduce myself first, for those of you who are not familiar with me. My name is Sean Liburd. I am a personal mastery coach. I'm also a bookstore owner. The owner of a specialty bookstore in Toronto, Canada, and it's been in operation for 18 years. Right? I enjoy learning. Right? I enjoy learning like crazy. It's one of the things that I really, really enjoy. That's why I'm a bookstore owner, because I love reading, and a lot of learning comes through reading for me. Reading, interacting, implementing, you know. So today we are talking about feelings, right? I want to discuss feelings. I've been going through the different elements of success formula. Each of us have a success formula. We may not know it, but each of us have a success formula, right? Things that we can implement that's necessary for us to achieve that success that we all seek, right? So I'm here to encourage you to get to know yourself better. That's the personal mastery aspect. Get to know yourself better, your strengths, your weaknesses, what you need to develop, and to also recognize that there is a formula to your success, because each of us have enjoyed some form of success, right? But a lot of times we don't know it because we haven't defined success. And it's very important that you know what your definition of success is. Your definition of success doesn't have to be money. It doesn't have to be money, right? I mean, most people usually think, when they think about successful people, they think about people that has lots of money, and they think about people that's known, that's famous, you know. So your definition doesn't have to fall into that realm. Success is all about you. Ultimately, we are all seeking happiness in one form or another, right? So that's just one of the things that I encourage people to figure out first, is exactly what is your definition of success. What is it that makes you feel successful, right? That's the starting point right there. You got to know that, because if you don't know that, how are you going to hit the target? How do you know when you have actually achieved success, right? Of course, with success, the things that stands in our way is failure, mistakes, you know, failure. A lot of people, they 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 fear the aspect of failure. They think they're going to fail before they even start, right? But what they don't recognize is that, yeah, we're all going to have some, and I'm using the word failure, although it's not really failure, but we're all going to have those missteps, right? We're going to make those mistakes. We're going to have those learning opportunities, right? So there's no stopping that. We have to have those things, because if you don't have those learning opportunities, you can't take yourself to the next level, right? So you kind of have to welcome those. It doesn't feel good. Trust me, I know. It doesn't feel good. When they come, it doesn't feel good, right? And see, we're back to feelings, right? Ultimately, it's all about feeling, right? So it doesn't feel good, and that's why we resist it, because we like feeling good. We like things that makes us feel good. Right. So, and we also have to know what those things are that makes us feel good, and we have to be aware of our feelings, right? A lot of times we're not aware of our feelings. We're not aware of the emotions that, you know, is taking place within us, right? So the awareness is very important, right? Because we do a lot of things unconsciously, right? We do a lot of things unconsciously, and there's certain things that you consciously would like to know, and then there's other things that there's a time when you want to be unconscious, right? So, it's just to get that straight and to know when. So let's deal with feelings. It's 2016, a lot of people look forward to the new year. December 31st is a time where people go out and they celebrate, they stay in and they celebrate, but it's a celebration. You made it through a year, you're looking forward to a new year, lots of new things, people set goals, resolutions, whichever you want to call them. So, but how do you maintain that? How do you actually achieve it, right? So on December 31st, there's a lot of good feelings. There's a lot of celebrations, right? Because that's a designated time to feel good, to celebrate. But do we maintain that? The next day, do we maintain it? A week later, it's a week later now, do we maintain that feeling? A lot of times, no, because life, it's like vacation. When you're finished with vacation, one of the things that it always amazes me is I go on vacation, and when you're on the plane to the destination, people are in good spirits. When the plane lands, people are in great spirits. When it's coming back home, there's a whole different feeling in the plane, right? There's a whole different feeling in the plane. When the plane lands, everyone just kind of wants to get to customs, grab their baggage, and it's back to life as normal. So maintaining that feeling good is very important in achieving those things that you want to achieve, those goals that you have for yourself, in this coming year, right? So that's one of the things that, really want to highlight is that we need to be conscious of our feelings, and we need to consciously create good feelings for ourselves. There's nothing wrong with that. We make our own happiness, right? We choose to hold the emotions, the moods that we're in. We choose to hold that. Something negative can happen, and what we perceive as negative, it can happen, and you can have that feeling, but you can also let it go, right? You don't have to keep that feeling, so it's just to know what is it you want. When you set a goal, do you really want it? Do you hunger for that goal? What is the rewards behind achieving that goals? Those are the things that you need to think about, because the reward behind achieving that goal, that is it. That's where the real celebration comes, because that's where you're going to get that feeling that really just blows the roof off the ceiling and the roof off the house out, so you have to be aware of these things. Keep that feeling that you had December 31st, bringing in the new year, looking forward to all the new things, the positive things, new start. Every day is a new start. It's not just December 31st. Every day is a new start. Life is constantly starting. We can always start. The minute you change your mind about something, it's a new start. The minute you become aware of something, it's a new start. And all of those are reasons to celebrate, right? Reasons to celebrate. And we need reasons to celebrate. We live in a society where there's a lot of things that comes at us on a daily basis, so we need reasons to actually celebrate who we are. And I know that if you consciously, and I say it again, consciously think about the reasons you have to celebrate life, to enjoy life, you can always have a smile on your face. But what happens is we think about the other things. We think about the things that don't make us feel good. And we keep thinking about those things. So then all of those emotions that's all of the emotions that makes us feel uncomfortable, that doesn't make us feel good, those are emotions we kind of stay with, right? And that's one of the things we have to learn to change right up front, right? Because then you can focus on your goals. You can feel good going after your goals. You can feel good even when the challenges come, right? And you can continue, and you can remain committed, you can remain motivated to achieve the things that you want to achieve, right? So that's it for today. I was just, thinking about feelings and just looking at, we have holidays, special occasions when we naturally become happy, right? We naturally become happy because we're socialized that way, right? We're told that we should be happy at these times. Well, I'm telling you that we can be happy. We can't be happy all the time, of course. We can't be happy all the time. There's times we're gonna get kicked out of that zone. You're not gonna be in your zone. There's times you're not gonna be in your zone. It's just a matter of how long before you recognize, wait a second, this is not me. This feeling is not me. This is not what I want. Let me let this go. It's not what I want. If you don't want it, don't keep it. Let it go. There's no reason for you to keep something you don't want. Let it go. Just let it go, right? So it's just to be able to recognize that and to be able to change your mindset. You don't have to wait for New Year's Eve, Christmas, Valentine's, whatever it is, for your sporting team to win the national championship. You don't have to wait for those designated times to be happy and to celebrate. Every morning you get up, you wake up from that and you take a deep breath and you can celebrate that because you have life. You can celebrate the challenges that's coming ahead in that day and how you're going to handle those challenges. There's always lots and lots of things to celebrate and lots of things that can put a big smile on your face, make you feel good inside, right? So ultimately, feelings. So let's work with our feelings, right? Get that in place and let's go after our goals, our resolutions, whatever we want to call it. I'm not going to put anything down. Whatever people want to call it. Some people don't believe in goals. Some do, right? Whatever suits you, right? Whatever suits you. You gotta be the master of your own house, right? So this is about personal mastery. So you have to understand yourself. You have to know what works for you and what doesn't work for you. We all learn from other people. So we can use things from other people that works for us, and then there's aspects of it that won't work for us, right? There's nothing wrong with that. You have to be the designer of your own success, right? You design that and follow through, right? You follow through, you build upon it. So, again, have a blessed Sunday. I thank you for your time because it's a very precious resource, and the time that you've just spent with me, you won't get it back. So I deeply appreciate the fact that you've given me that time, and hopefully I will be able to speak to you again and we can continue this relationship and continue to go together and achieve what we are all seeking, a level of success, right, as defined by you, not by me. I'm defining my own success. You're going to define your success. So I'm not here to tell you how to define your success, right? I'm just here as a teacher sometimes and as a student also, because there's times when I'll teach you, there's times when you'll teach me, right? That's just the way that life is. It is a balance. So keep feeling good. Hold that feeling on this Sunday. It's raining here, but it's beautiful still. Got to appreciate Mother Nature and allow her to do her thing. Have a blessed Sunday, and we will speak again next week Sunday. For those of you who are new to me, I tend to do my scopes on Sunday morning at 11 a.m. and just after 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, Sean Liburd, have yourself a blessed Sunday, and we will speak next week.